shall meet, but we shall miss him. There will be one vacant chair. We shall linger to caress him while we breathe our evening prayer.
Enter your meeting ID followed by pound. Enter your participant ID followed by pound. Otherwise, just press pound to continue. You have entered the meeting as a panelist. Attendees can now hear you speak.
Okay, 7 o'clock. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Everyone, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Gray? Present. Trustee Caprio?
Present.
Trustee Rogers? Present. Trustee Swies? Present. Trustee Pasmino?
Present.
Trustee Backo?
Present.
Mayor Evich?
Present. Are there any amendments to the agenda? Okay. Is there a motion to approve the following closed session minutes, all of which shall remain sealed until future board consideration and approval for release for the following 2020 meetings: May 27th, June 10th, June 24th, July 8th, July 22nd, August 12th, and August 26th.
I so move.
Trustee Backo?
I'll second.
Trustee Swies, discussion? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, ayes have it. Next, reports and communications from mayor and other officers. I want to wish everyone a happy new year. We have a lot of things to look forward to into 2021. Staff and I have been working on the State of the Village report, and it should be out to the community in early February. I would like to just give a sneak peek of a few things from last year we have to be proud of. Right now, we are debt-free, which saved $492,000 in future interest. We had 19 new businesses open last year, even during the pandemic. We had over $4 million in private investment in our town last year. We opened a new neighborhood park and our disc golf course. We helped our businesses with loans, fee waivers, and loosened codes. And we are planning for our future, the future design plans for the park, and our 20th anniversary and our new branding. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of misinformation out in the public as well. We work very hard to communicate with our residents and businesses. Our social media engagement increased by 60% last year. We launched our new Channel 6. We directed mail to every home, our newsletters, and our flyers. Yet there are still people who don't know what's going on or don't want to really know the truth. So we are going to try something new. We are launching the Rumor Mill, which will be hosted on our village website. This page will address rumors and misinformation. If you have a question or hear a rumor, you can send it to us via the rumor mill, and we will set the record straight. If we hear things that are not true, we will also be setting the record straight. Hopefully, this will help communicating accurate information about the village. With that, I'd like to read a letter into the record. And it says, again, everyone, I want to wish everyone a happy new year. Both myself and the village board and the staff are ready for the new year. We look forward to celebrating our 20th anniversary this year, and we are planning our celebratory events now. Please be on the lookout for my virtual State of the Village address, which will be available in February. I would like to address some misinformation that is circulating throughout the town. As many as you have heard, the Planning Commission held a public hearing back in November to share and discuss an update to our comprehensive plan. A second meeting was held this past week. What is a comprehensive plan? It's a plan that is a long-range vision for the future of our community. It includes many different areas such as future land uses, economic development, public infrastructure, and quality of life. It is not a code or approved regulations. In order for a comprehensive plan to be relevant to the community, it must remain current. Our current comprehensive plan was completed back in 2005. The world and our community have changed since then. Most plans are reviewed and updated every 5 to 10 years. The village, along with our consultant, has been working on this update since 2019. There have been many meetings, workshops, open houses, and community engagement throughout the past 2 years. If you would like to learn more, please visit www.myhomerplan.org, which is a website that was just created for the comprehensive plan. You can also find a link to this page on the village's regular website, www.homerglenil.org. There has been a lot of misinformation shared criticizing the village about this project. In fact, our own Will County Board member, Steve Balch, has been one of the primary people falsely attacking the village. This is unfair and very unprofessional. The village did not work on this in secret, as noted previously. Also, the village is not proposing new multifamily uses. Section 8, subsidy housing. In fact, there are less multifamily proposed in this draft compared to the 2005 plan. What we are discussing is consideration of a mixed-use area along the 159th Street corridor. Mixed uses allow for properties to be developed into a mix of uses, such as restaurants, retail, office, and residential. The purpose of this type of land use is to have different types of development that support each other. Mixed-use districts create a unique sense of place where people want to dine, shop, work, and live. This type of development is smart growth, as it provides more economic stability and sustainability to a town. Typical downtowns are mixed-use zoning areas. There are many in Chicago area that you can visit, including LaGrange, Frankfurt, Wheaton, and Glenview, just to name a few. The concept is very basic. However, any project that comes forward would still require a public review and approval by both the Plan Commission and the Village Board. Accurate public information is available on our website, and I encourage you all to review the information and come to your own opinions. This is a draft. Public input is very important, and we have always encouraged it in Homer Glen. We are listening to everyone in the community, not just a few. As expected, the draft plan was tabled by the Planning Commission to allow for additional input and changes. In the near future, we will be announcing additional public meetings to further discuss Homer Glen's bright future and proactively plan for it. We welcome all of our residents, businesses, and property owners to participate. So if anyone does have any questions, to please call us, and we will address it, and we will also get it on Channel 6. With that, Item done, we'll go to the trustees. We'll go down to trustee Gray.
Thank you, Mayor. I have no report tonight.
Trustee Gray, we'll go to trustee Balch.
Thank you, Mayor. There's not much for public safety, however, I am going to address one particular issue, but first I would like to welcome a very special visitor this evening. She came all the way from Florida, my mother. Joanne Gafford. Thanks for coming, Mom. Now, I would like to, I was going to speak this evening about the anti-police bill that was passed in Illinois, but obviously it was passed at around 4 o'clock this morning when we were all asleep. So this is all that I have to say about House Bill 3653 SA1. No matter what the party that runs the state of Illinois does to our brave men and women that protect us all, we will always appreciate and always support all that you do. We all stand with you all the time, always, and we all love you. Thank you. And that's all I have.
Trustee Balch. Trustee Rogers.
No report.
Trustee Swies.
Thank you, Mayor. Reporting for the Environment Committee. On December 15th, the Metro Mayor's Caucus held a presentation on community solar. We asked for a representative to give a presentation to the Environment Committee at their January 5th meeting. It's a very interesting concept, and if the board grants a consensus tonight, Mr. Pruitt can do a presentation to the board at their January 27th meeting. MC2, one of ComEd's approved list of providers, works with municipalities as well as residents and small business owners to secure the source of the solar supply. As I understand it, the only requirement is to have a smart meter. MC2 currently arranges for community solar for the village of Oak Park, city of Highland Park, and Evanston. So I was just wondering if he is available for, it's about a 20-minute presentation, and I didn't know if you were interested in hearing that because it can also be beneficial to the village as a municipality as well.
When is the meeting, Sharon?
The next board meeting, January 27th.
Here?
Yes, he would do a Zoom meeting, and we had slides and everything so you could see what he was talking about.
I would be interested in hearing what they have to say.
I'll just defer to staff. I don't know what the agenda looks like, but I'm open to it.
I already checked with Karen.
Okay.
I agree. It would be a good thing to see.
Okay. All right. We'll make sure we could put that on the agenda and I'll confirm to make sure he's on board with that. One other thing, thank you. One other thing, I regretfully announce the resignation of former trustee Marget Sabo from the Environment Committee. She will be greatly missed, and we deeply appreciate all she has done. The Environment Committee has a few openings. Please contact the village if you're interested. That concludes my report.
Trustee Swies. Trustee Gabriel.
On behalf of the festival committee, we did not meet, so we don't have any fresh new updates, but we continue to plan the event for June of 2021, hoping that we can have a large-scale event. And I echo the sentiments of my fellow trustee. We love law enforcement, and unfortunately the state took it upon themselves to do some shenanigans overnight, and we should have been able to oppose that bill clearly, but it didn't happen, so we move forward. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Gabriel. Trustee Gabriel.
Nothing to report, Mayor.
Okay, next would be village clerk,
I have nothing to report.
village attorney,
No report, Your Honor.
public safety officials.
Just real quick, Mayor, thank you for what you guys said about law enforcement. I gotta tell you, between the board, the mayor, the village employees, especially the public, everybody's been, oh, can you hear me okay now? How about now? Thank you for everybody's support. We're here for you. Nothing's gonna change. We're gonna do all we can for you. I can't comment on the bill. The dust is still settling on that. But I just wanted to thank the public and everybody here. We feel your support, and like I said, we're going to give all we can for you. So thank you. That's my report.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Yes, sir.
Village Manager.
Mr. Mayor, the only thing I wanted to point out is you have a summary, a very abbreviated summary for the annual report at your dais. This is draft. We're planning to take this to be printed this week still. So please review. If you have any suggested changes, please let us know. And this will be mailed out to all the homes in Homewood.
Everyone's got one of these? All right. Next would be public comment.
Mr. Mayor, no one signed in for public comment.
Thanks, Joe. Okay, consent agenda. All matters listed under the consent agenda are considered routine by the village board and will be enacted by one motion. Is there a motion to approve the following items? 1, the accounts payable for the period of December 11th, 2020 through January 14th, 2021, in the amount of $618,361.33. 2, payment of the Village of Homer Glen's November 2020 legal bills from Mahoney, Silverman & Cross LLC, in the amount of $19,423.75. Number 3, the financial closeout of the Heritage Park Active Core Project and the payment of pay request number 12 to Integral Construction in the amount of $292,396.15, conditional upon receipt of warranty documentation. Number 4, payment to Tria Architecture's invoice number 3537 for Heritage Park Design Services in the amount of $25,237.09. And last, payment for pay estimate numbers 2 and 3 from Glen Cox and Sons Excavating for the 2019 Drainage Improvement Program in the combined amount of $220,256.91. Do I have a motion?
I so moved.
Trustee Swies, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second, Trustee Balch. Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Balch.
Aye.
Trustee Rogers.
Aye.
Trustee Swies. Aye. Trustee Caprio.
Aye.
Trustee Pazmino.
Aye.
Trustee Gray.
Aye. Motion carries. Next, is there a motion to approve ordinance number 21-001, an ordinance amending the village code relating to water and sanitary sewer fees?
So moved.
Trustee Gray,
Second.
Trustee Rogers, discussion.
Well, can Director Sabo give us a little footnote review?
Sure, I'd be happy to. So just as a kind of a reminder, now that we've got the sewer and the water actually constructed, the next step is we need to decide what the development fees and the impact fees are going to be charged for both the sewer and the water lines. So basically there's two components, the impact fee and the tampon fee. So the impact fee is basically designed to recapture the actual construction costs since the village fronted those costs to both the sanitary sewer, the Pitman Creek sanitary sewer, and the 159th Street water main. And then there's the tampon fees. So the tampon fees are basically associated with developing or increasing the capacity of the system to accommodate future customers' demand on the sewer and water systems, as well as potential repairs, maintenance, and upgrades to the system. So the overall cost for the Pitman Creek sanitary sewer was roughly $4.2 million, and then the overall cost for the 159th Street water main was approximately $1.46 million. So what we did, basically, to come up with the impact fee that was included in the supplement sheet, we had three different kind of scenarios where we looked at service area A, service area B, and service area C. Service area A was the entire service area for the Pitman Creek sanitary sewer, which included 1,269 acres approximately. And then service area B was 987, basically. And what that was is that was the entire service area minus the forest preserve property. And then service area C was It comprises a total of 675.84 acres, and that's minus the forest preserve and minus the existing subdivisions. So what we did is we basically just divided the total cost by the service areas for A, B, and C, and came up with the costs for service area A, which was the entire service area, and that is $3,333.32 per acre. Service area B minus the forest preserve was $4,285.42 per acre. And service area C minus the forest preserve and minus the existing subdivisions ends up being $6,260.73 per acre. So these are basically, like I said, what we came up with as far as the sewer impact fees. And then what we also looked at is obviously there's going to be heavier users for the system. So basically what we kind of came up with as another calculation is typically another usage was based on what's called the population equivalent or PE. And where one PE is equivalent to one person using 100 gallons of water per day, and then thus generating the same in wastewater. So the Pitman Creek Sanitary Sewer was designed with a PE capacity of 7,090, which equals to 709,000 gallons per day. So this would be equivalent to approximately 2,025 single-family homes. So when we looked at that number for the total cost, divided it by the capacity, the design capacity for the sanitary sewer, we come out with a number of $596.79 per PE. So what we were kind of looking at is, again, we have a general number for the impact fees where we've divided the total cost by the area, but for those heavier users, what we're proposing is that any developments that exceed the 5.25 PE per acre, which is the equivalent of kind of the middle of the road zoning district, which is the R3 zoning district. So what we were looking at is any developments that would exceed that capacity and thus kind of take additional capacity away from that sanitary sewer, they would be charged the additional $596.79 per PE on top of the $3,333 plant fee. Then as far as the water main impact fee, again, what we did was we took the overall cost of the water main, which was again $1,460,878. Divided that, we provided two scenarios for that as well. Initially, service area A was the entire service area for the water main, and again, that was 268 acres. And then service area B was 194.8 acres, so that was everything minus the forest preserve property. So what we came up with there was the service area A, when you divide those numbers out, you would come up with a cost per acre of $5,451.04 per acre. If you deducted the forest reserve property, you would end up with a cost per acre of $7,499.37 per acre. So that would cover the impact fees. Then what we did was to calculate what the tap-on fees, which are kind of everybody's tying into that sanitary or the water main. These are the fees that are going to be used for the maintenance, future growth, future expansion. So to develop the tap-on fees for the water, we kind of looked at where we were going to be and what kind of projects are we going to be looking for within the next 5 to 10 years. So obviously we're looking at any kind of maintenance costs for the 159th Street water main, a potential location for expansion of water was to the intersection of Cedar Road and Bruce Road, where we've got developable property that has no current utilities located there. And then we're also working with Speedway for a potential sewer and water extension at 143rd Street and Lamont Road. So we came up with some general costs of, anticipated costs of what these projects and what this maintenance would look like over that period. We've estimated those at approximately $4 million. For the service area for those projects or those developments was approximately 1,746 acres, and then a PE number, the population equivalent number for that area, those areas, was 3,057. So basically, kind of working those numbers, the $4 million, we ended up with a per PE cost of $1,308.47, which would be charged for any development, and that would be our tap-on fee for the water. And then again, for the sanitary sewer, we basically did a comparable calculation as well. We looked at a couple different projects that we would be looking to do in the future. Again, we calculated some costs, included some costs in there for future maintenance and potential expansion of the Fitterman Creek sanitary sewer. We're again looking at running the sanitary sewer to the intersection of Cedar Road and Bruce Road, and then again the 143rd Street and Lamont Road sanitary sewer. So the estimated costs that we've kind of put together for those developments was $7 million. The service area for those areas, again, 1,731 acres. And then the population equivalent for sanitary sewer for those areas would be 8,317. So basically, dividing that $7 million cost by the 8,317 population equivalent, we came out with basically a per PE number of $841.65. That again would be charged to anybody tying into the sanitary sewer in the village, any village sanitary sewers. So ultimately, just kind of as a summary, based on that information, staff is recommending an impact fee for the sanitary sewer with a base fee impact fee of the $3,333.32 per acre. Again, this would apply to developments with a population equivalent of 5.25 PE per acre or less. For those developments that are exceeding the 5.25 PE per acre, there would be an additional fee of $596.79 per PE above that level. The impact fee for the water, based on the information, it would be $5,451.04 per acre. And then the tap-on fees, based on this information, is proposed to be $842 per acre for sanitary sewer and $1,309 per PE for the tap-on fee for the water. One thing to keep in mind is, these are approximate, right now we're looking at approximate projects and things. I mean, these numbers, it's typical that these numbers and these costs are periodically reviewed to make sure that they are meeting our needs as far as for any maintenance costs and future developments, and they can always be modified and changed at any time.
Sure, any other questions?
I have two questions. Director Salmos. The first one is, when you speak about acres, is that gross acres? That's not net acres on a piece of land, like, we're not looking, when you summed up all of the acreage that is involved that is now being serviced, if you had a 100-acre parcel, are these numbers to be applied by times 100 acres, or is it net acreage? You have to take out impact of wetlands, things like that. It's just
this is just the entire
apply the entire piece of property.
Correct.
For any kind of development.
We felt that was probably the best way to apply these costs to each of the properties based on their total areas.
And then the second thing is, I think I'm a little lost as why the impact fees are structured on per acre and the Tampon fees are structured per PE.
It's kind of difficult to try to figure out. We looked at some options as to how to calculate the numbers based on the impact fees based on per usage, but it kind of became difficult as to how to evenly apply that to everybody. So we felt that number should be based on the entire property, who's ever basically being served by that. And then the impact fees or the Tampon fees, obviously there's going to be, typically the developments vary so greatly as to, who's tying on and whether it's a single family home, whether it's a business. And typically the permitting information that we get from them is typically based on a population equivalent. When they're applying for EPA permits, it's always based on population equivalent. So that way, the greater the use, the greater their fees are going to be.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you, Mike. And again, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. Okay. Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Trustee Rogers? Aye. Trustee Swies? Aye. Trustee Caprio? Aye. Trustee Pazmino?
Aye.
Trustee Gray?
Aye.
Trustee Balch?
Aye. Motion carries. Next is a motion to approve a proposal from Christopher B. Burke Engineering Limited for engineering services to prepare plans and bid documents to restore the Oak Valley Subdivision stormwater drainage outlet, which discharges into Forest Preserve District of Will County property in the not to exceed amount of $34,900.
I so move.
Trustee Swies?
I'll second.
Trustee Balch, discussion. None? Okay, Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Trustee Swies? Aye. Trustee Caprio?
Aye.
Trustee Pazmino?
Aye.
Trustee Gray?
Aye.
Trustee Balch?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is a motion to recommend approval of the plat of easement abrogation for lots 48 and 49, the Glenview Walk Estate subdivision as part of the consolidation of these two lots.
So moved.
Trustee Gray,
Second.
Trustee Pazmino, discussion?
I just have one question. I'm not sure if the petitioner's here or not, but is there an HOA in this, and are they good with consolidating two lots? I didn't see that as part of the paperwork.
We didn't have any information from the HOA.
Well, every time a permit's issued in that subdivision, we get the HOA approval.
So they would have been informed about it. Had the option, they said. Okay.
And they have these both connected to get to one parcel now? Because it was under two before? Okay, so everything's in place and they're ready to go ahead and build a house. Okay. Any other questions? Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Trustee Caprio? Aye. Trustee Pazmino?
Aye.
Trustee Gray?
Aye.
Trustee Balch?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers? Aye. And Trustee Swies? Aye.
Motion carries. Next, is there any old business?
Yes, Mayor. I'd like to address something that happened at our December meeting. At our last board meeting, Trustee Sweet shared her thoughts on my demeanor in our November 11th meeting as being disrespectful to a guest expert, Mr. Chris Luganville. After reviewing the video, I can assure you that my comments were not made to Mr. Luganville, they were made to you, my board colleagues. I should have clarified to whom I was speaking that November night. I tried very hard to make my conduct in this chamber, make sure my conduct in this chamber is respectful, and sometimes I fall short of that goal. I apologize to Mr. Luganville for any inferred disrespect to him or his standing as an expert in the Douglas County community. That's all.
Thank you, trustee. Okay, any other old business? How about new business?
Yes, Mayor, I have some new business. The village has recently purchased a new audio and visual equipment, and we now subscribe to Channel 6. So I was curious, why aren't we taking plan commission meetings when certain meetings affect the entire village, Such as, say, for example, the 2 comprehensive plan meetings that took place recently, or when the Plan Commission discusses changes to village zoning items or updates to the codes that affect not just 1 or 2 people, but affect the entire village. So I would recommend that these types of meetings be taped so residents can watch such events in the future on Channel 6. That's all I have to say.
I don't think it's a bad idea.
I agree with Trustee Swies. I think we have a wonderful product and we should put it to good use.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
For the
Put it loud, they can't hear you.
I'm on. I disagree with Trustee Swies. That's all.
All right, any other questions or concerns? Any other new business? No other new? Okay. Next. The next item is executive session. Is there a motion to go into executive session for the purpose of discussing 1, purchase or sale of real property, 2, potential of pending litigation, and 3, personnel?
So moved.
Trustee Rogers?
I'll second.
Trustee Fairwell? Please call the roll.
Sorry. Trustee Gray? Aye. Trustee Pazmino?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Trustee Swies? Aye. Trustee Backel?
Aye.
And Trustee Caprio?
Aye. We will be going into executive session. Is there a motion to close?